travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is grilled cheese with tomato soup, and it looks like Erica is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Hello, Kiwi. How are you today? I hope work is treating you well. Today, hello, weather. Thank you very much for the hydration. In just a moment. Good water. Good water. I am still sad that my better microphone does not pick up the glug glugs like my old microphone did, but you know, we'll get that figured out at some point, I'm sure. But what was I saying? Right. So today we are returning to Hytale for the 22nd time on stream. I just wanted to start out by saying whoops. I had some unexpected downtime off stream between last week and now, and I may have finished up the roof of the CNG because I was bored. Ooh, sorry. But there's plenty of more work to be done. As always, we will be continuing to roof the walkways that lead to the Come and Go, which means I will need even more basalt, because I thought that 2 double chests worth of basalt would do it, but nope. Always need more, apparently. So we'll be doing that, and then maybe, if at all possible, I might get to do some columns for the temple today. We'll see. Plus, I'll be yapping away the whole time, as always, so look forward to that. And also, as always, I will also be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as a regular old conversation. So don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. You threw your back out so you missed work yesterday. Oh, no. Yeah, no, Sheela glug. Sad. No. I mean, like, and that's the thing, like this microphone that I've been working with for a while now, if you know anything about microphones, it's a Shure SM58, which is kind of the industry standard for the entertainment industry. But its positives also weirdly work against some of like the things that we would like to do for like this sort of interpersonal semi-ASMR sort of scenario, you know? But yeah. You take some of the good with the bad, you know. 50 streaks. Oh my goodness. There's so many. 50 streaks? No, 50 streams in the streak. That is so many. Thank you very much for being with me. Oh my goodness. We are at and or above bird level at the top of the temple now. Oh, just to give everybody a kind of a bird's eye view. Literally, now that I think about it. Yeah, 50 streaks is also a lot, that's true. Oh, hello, pigeon! But yeah, you can actually kind of see, well, you can see the entirety of the roofing structure from here. But something you may notice if you pay close attention is that I did a huge amount of work to make sure that, like, all of the roofing tiles are pointed in, like, an efficient way so that they send water off of the roof in the most efficient way possible. Now, we only get rain in this area with the occasional snowfall, but it's almost always very light snowfall. So we're not particularly worried about making sure that there aren't huge amounts of weight on the roof, which is why I'm fine with having flat roofs here. And if we do have any heavy snowfall, like the heaters tend to deal with most of it. But, you know, we can also manually go up and clear snow. Hup. Now, one thing I haven't done the roof for yet is this back part of the temple, because I realized I had not yet done an AC system for it. But yeah, no, you can see, like, there's a transition point where all the tiles go from being pointed this direction to now they're pointed this direction because, you know, certain areas are closer to certain fall-off points. I do still need to figure out what I want to use, like what block I want to use for the actual 8C units, because there's nothing that quite does it exactly. But yeah, we'll get that figured out. We'll get that. Actually, probably right about now, come to think of it. Let's see, I can't use the chalks, decorative chalk blocks because I already used those as part of the house over here. There were some good ones with the whatchamacallit. No, I'm so sorry, no. It's, with some of the sandstone blocks, I think. We hadn't actually decided yet. Oh, thank you very much for the posture check, Dragon. I appreciate that. I don't think a regular stone block is going to be good enough. Ooh, slate cobble. Well, no, we did decide that the slate cobble was too dark. It was just going to blend in. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me dump that in there. Was there anything we could do with the volcanic stuff? Ooh, or maybe sand. Like, if I hadn't already used this, I would be using it here. There wasn't really anything good with the quartzite, so... Okay, so we can't convert sand to anything interesting. Not really anything neat there. Okay, that's a possibility. Ooh, what do we think? Do we think the red sandstone or the regular sandstone? Like, this will definitely stick out more, and I think it, like, I'm leaning more towards this one, but I'm not necessarily sure about that flower motif on it. Whereas this feels more industrial, but it's a little too dark. Oh, just for the block that I'm going to be using to represent our kind of the outdoors cooling unit portion of the Come and Go's AC system. I'm leaning a little more towards this one, although I enjoy the sort of like all-around green section that this one has. That's very cool. Wait, you can build some temple doors. Yeah, the red sandstone is nice. Like, this one will pop more on the roof, and it has that segment that goes all the way around it. But this one has a much more industrial feel to it, you know? The next problem is I now would need to go and find more sandstone either way, if this is what I decide on. Which we should have a portal that leads to a desert area, if I recall correctly. Alright. You know what? Let's make both and actually, like, place it. Look. Actually, like, kind of do a side-by-side of both of them. Oh, that's weird. Why is that? Why is the green section on the bottom? Okay, if we go with the red, I'm welcome to steal some from the chests. Okay, cool. Well, that kind of makes my decision for me then, doesn't it? Let's go and... You need the standard stuff for Allegra's house. Fair enough, fair enough. Then as I said, that kind of makes my decision for me. Let's go over to Cubes. Oh my goodness. Both a regular bear and an ancient bear out here. Holy moly. Let's see, if I recall correctly. Yeah, your stuff was over this direction. Up, 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 up. No thanks. I'm good. I don't want any. Can't serve me papers. Every time I cross this bridge, I'm always in awe of how well you've used the decorative blocks from this game, Kiwi. Ooh, and that tower's coming out nice too. Alright. Now here's where things get a little bit wonky. Chest of the Sandstone is through the main gate, the left, through the gate to the left of the main door. There is... Oh. As in outdoors. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. And then through the corner door that leads to the hallway, not the blacksmith. And the second doorway. So that's the blacksmith here. I've been bamboozled into the maze. Oh, back at the corner with the blacksmith, there was a second door. Nope, wrong oubliette. Alright, Smith. Nope, okay. Allegro is right, you need signs. Might I take a bit of quartzite cobble, because right now I only have quartzite brick. I'm curious to see what other decorative blocks. Jail, okay. Oh, you know, that would make sense. Oh, okay. Oh, and there's also white sandstone. Hello, hijinks. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. Hello, fellow goblin. How are you? Hang on. Even if I don't end up taking any, I am going to take a look. Let's buy the blacksmith. Oh, or not. Or there's no regular crafting benches here. Okay, I'll put stuff back then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, wait, the streaming layout or the layout that Kiwi has done in Hytale? Oh, nope, that's a window. The streaming layout. Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you very much. All assets are made in-house. You can also check out our food open staff menu by doing exclamation point food or exclamation point staff. Yeah. A lot of the art assets are, like some of the smaller art assets, like the image of me and our corner blocks were done by at Hytnapump on Blue Sky. But then, yes, I am a Tavern Gobbo too. Yes. My name is... Okay, so my name is Sheela Ornthalis. I run the Come and Go Tavern, a full-service tavern in the town of Hope on the continent of Vania. There's a whole lot of backstory. I have so much lore, literally 8 books worth. And I'm being very serious when I say literally, like 6 of those books have already been published. The 7th is awaiting publication now. The 8th, well, it's available on our Patreon. Actually, all of the unedited version, or I should say the non-final edit, is available for free over on the Patreon if you want to read it chapter by chapter. I'm going to go around the solicitors because I don't want to deal with them right now. If you ever need something from your chests and can't find them, just ask. You'll drop them in a chest outside the tavern. Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, our Hytale project is building a Hytale version of the tavern itself right now. Let's see. And yeah, it's amazing how many goblins are tavern folk. It's almost as if we like being around other people and having parties and stuff, you know? Also a Tavern Adventure Guild Gobbo with Hijinks and Havoc Hall. Nice. I don't do the... Oh, that's a bear! I don't do the Adventurers Guild thing, mostly because my adventuring days are well behind me at this point. But, you know, we probably actually will end up at the Guild Hall at some point in the town. Just simply because, well, once the town gets big enough, they tend to pop up, you know? I am in the weirdest... I am approaching my stuff from the weirdest direction possible. We do have a mercenary company in town that are basically adventurers named Spencer's Dispensers. The guy who used to run it, he's retired now, was named Spencer, and like his whole thing was they go around dispensing justice, so he made the name a pun. I cannot blame him for that. At this point, his daughter has taken over as leader of the guild, which good for her, you know? And he mostly does like guard work around here these days. Which, hey, you know, can't knock a guy for wanting to retire to our kind of tavern, you know? Right. Okay, so we are building the faux AC units. Let's go ahead and just make 10 of those. Bop. And then we gotta go upstairs. So the actual main structure of the Hytale CNG is done at this point, but I still need to make all of the furniture for the place. So bop, bop. Should I do these 2 high or just the 1 high? I'm not sure. Something's not right. Hang on. Oh, there it is. I was like, you know, there was at least 1 AC unit for this section. Hup. And in there. Well, missed that jump. Oh well. Okay, there we go. There we go. But yes, tell me more about your Adventurers Guild hijinks. I could go on and on and on and on about my own lore. But I always like to hear what other people have going on too, you know? Okay. There's gotta be at least one more over this direction. Yep. Okay, let's see. We're over the family apartments right now. No, we're over the dormitories right now. Now we're over the library. And here's the family dorms. Okay. We've got at least one more, no, two more of these to cover, plus the Nart stuff up there. Let's... Ooh, or you know what? I could do this decorative block for the lower portion and then this one for the actual area that's supposed to do like heat and cold exchange. So let's do that actually. I know, it's extra work. So I'll knock that one out. How does that look? That, I think, looks great. Because then we've got, like, one inactive block and one active block. Okay. And there, I just need to put... I'll actually probably put one of the flat tiles here. Yeah, let's see. What news do I have? Nothing super interesting from TTRPG stuff from my own games right now because we're kind of on hold as one of our players is going through some life changes. Let's see. There's going to be a new update to Proto Drive at some point this week. At the very least, I'm going to get some labels fixed that have been kind of sitting on the back burner for a while now. But I'm hoping to toss some more art in there as well. Because there are specifically, like what I want to do is add some like little corner art to a bunch of the pages. So that there's like little representations of just stuff, you know? I feel like I'm missing at least one. Did I really get all of them? Huh. Okay, well I guess that's everything for this building then. But yeah, just stuff to fill the spaces in the corners of the page, you know? I'm thinking art of like stacks of tires or like tool crates and stuff like that. And this section doesn't get any AC because it's all stables, and so those are open air. Don't need to worry about that, thankfully. Oh, one thing you'll find interesting, Kiwi. I set up all of these little half blocks where the buildings meet the walkways, so that water gets diverted more towards the direction of the tiles and then off the roof, as opposed to potentially sliding off this direction and pooling around the walkways. And that'll make even more sense once I actually get the roofs up above the walkways, so that, again, just all of the water actually like goes and diverts where it's supposed to go. Oh. That's the one I was missing. Okay, there we go. I was like, I know I'm missing at least one of these AC units somewhere. Do need some basic assault bricks. Do I still have any of those? don't think I do. No. Oh. Huh. I didn't realize I had more torches over here. Neat. Alright, so let's head back over to the house. Also gonna need to gather more volcanic cobble at some point today. I want to make at least 4 columns for the edges of the temple there, to start adding some decorative stuff to it. But we also have this entire fucking walkway that we need to start putting a roof over. So, you know, there's stuff to be done, is what I'm getting at. There's plenty of stuff to be done. Oh, I forgot that door. Now, genuinely, the one big thing that I am looking forward to with mechanisms is entirely, I just want the doors to automatically open and close. That's it. I just want there to, like, those auto, like, open close doors. That's all I'm, like, that's such a huge thing, you know? Let's see, where did I have, there's where I had the sand before. I look forward to the day when we have our chest mods back in place. That'll be amazing. Because I don't remember where I put everything. Just there for now. And then I think it's time to go down to Old Mine. Yeah, the chest labels are indispensable when it comes to this game. Alright. Nope, that's cobblestone. Alright, now we're getting to the basalt layer. So, I have run into an issue. Because as you can see, this area is starting to be taken over by regular cobblestone. I'm gonna finish out this last cut and see if this is going to be an issue that continues to spread, but I may have to pivot this mine. Yep, I'm already going to call it. Because we barely got even like a quarter, maybe a third of the way through the cut, and we're already into regular cobblestone. Goodness gracious. This is honestly probably one of my favorite tracks in the Okami soundtrack. It's just such a spooky mood, you know? Oh, not mean to cut that one, but that's fine. This is fine. Like, I downplay it on a day-to-day basis, but I am an absolutely enormous goth. And anybody in the audience who knows me in real life can attest to that. I mean, actually, shit, no, Kiwi, we've talked about this before. Like, my most recent new corset was the trip corset, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Although, like, in hindsight, I really should have gone a size down, considering I like my corsets to squeeze a little. Anyway. But, hey, this is the first time I've actually bought a corset from Trip, so it was one of those, I'm gonna play it safe, I'm gonna go with my actual measurements rather than doing the normal thing that I do. Like, it's one of these weird things. I am not a tight lace believer. I'm not trying to like restructure my rib cage or anything like that. I am perfectly happy being very round. But I do like to, I like the pressure of it, you know? I know, autistic woman says she likes feeling pressure and being squeezed. Fork found in kitchen. But, you know. But okay, let's see. We've talked about Proto Drive and what I'm hoping to get done with that this week. Pressure is so helpful for hypermobility. It is. It super duper is. Well, that and the fact that, like, I have accumulated just enough joint injuries over the years that, like, having that squeeze helps soothe the pain, you know? Like, I am nowhere near losing any mobility or anything like that. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I have, in my 30s, taken to exercising a lot more than I did when I was younger. Like, it's this weird thing where, like, when you do a physical labor job, which does include dance, professionally, at a certain point your body stops treating it as exercise and you have to do other exercises on top of it in order to actually, you know, count as exercise. And then you have to consistently, like, change what exercises you're doing every once in a while in order to continue getting benefits from it. Bodies are very annoying in this way. But the thing that I have noticed is that, like, when I do have issues with my joints, it's typically because I've been too static. I've been in one position for too long. And so, you know, doing stretches, doing a little bit of muscle training here and there, all of that sort of thing, helps reduce the issues that I have. To which everyone I know who has done Tai Chi for decades is like, yeah, girl, duh. Like, myself included, honestly. Oh, that reminds, like, I have not actively been doing Tai Chi over the last year or so because I don't really have room for it the way that I used to. You staring at the two different medical belts you're currently wearing. You have to be so careful when with both not exercising and exercising. It's the worst, isn't it? Like, it's like, okay, I have to do exercise in order to not feel bad, but if I exercise in the wrong way, or if I exercise for too long, then I feel bad again. And it's like, okay, pick one. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's the worst. Alright, and yeah, I think at this point I am going to pivot the mine. Because this is too much. Like, I consistently do use cobblestone, but I have a dedicated cobblestone mine for this, you know? You know what would be cool? I wish there were decorative copper blocks. That would be neat. I'd love to see something like that implemented. Exercise too much, you throw out a joint. Exercise too little, and you throw out a joint. Yep. IRL spouse is very much in the same position. They have HEDS, and it is an interesting thing to manage. Same. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So yeah, no, we're speaking the same language at this point then. Alright, so how wide do we want this new cut to be? I'm thinking we'll go this direction with it. Let's see. Alright, well, how many squares wide are we right now? Oh, wait. That's 4, 7. Or no. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 5, actually. And then we add 4 each from there, so there's 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 4. So that's going to be 33? 33? Six, 7, 12, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 33. Okay, let me walk that back, double check it. I'll actually count it out this time, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, yeah. And we're gonna double check this count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Cool. And I think for the sake of simplicity, I will leave those torches where they're at. Because that'll kind of symbolize which direction we pivoted. Okay, so other TTRPG stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? No, those first ones are going to stay right where they're at. I was about to say maybe I'll adjust these, but no, I think those first ones do get to stay right where they're at. So the Kickstarter for the like physical miniatures for Malagast, Magna Gothica. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness, I didn't actually get interrupted today. Hang on. We're gonna go ahead and go for a quick commercial break. Usually I get interrupted by somebody. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 would be right there. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute commercial break. I'm gonna go check on the kids, make sure that they haven't gotten into something, because usually they would have come and gotten me for something by now. So everyone stand up, stretch, refresh your refreshments, and I will see you all on the other side of the 5. Okay. Good. Everybody better still be alive out there. we are back. We are back, we are back. Let's see, there's 1, 2... Oh no, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 off. There we go. Oh. So much basalt. It's kind of wild how this ended up being one of my main building materials. But it also kind of goes to show one of the principles of classical architecture, of using local materials to produce your stuff. Because before the modern era where we could import materials, that's basically all you had to work with, was anything that could be sourced locally. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why... oh, hello, Toxan! I hope you enjoy your lurk. But yeah, that's why regional buildings tended to have such unique looks once upon a time, is the fact that since, well, they're using all local materials, they have to, as a result, have a unique look. For LEED certified buildings, this is still a huge thing. Oh, I would imagine. Remind me, is LEED certification for historical buildings, or is it for more environmentally friendly buildings? One, two, three, 5. Environmental. Okay. And again, you and I have talked about this in the past, but it's interesting how that also leads to some interesting, like, convergence with the style of buildings. I'm gonna wait for the clarity mod to do its thing. Oh, I missed something somewhere. I am glad that we tuned that back to like once every hour or half hour, because at one point I think we had it set to do that like every 10 minutes or so, and it was absolutely bonkers. 2, 3, up. I think we went 4 back on the other side. Yeah, we went 4 back on the other side. So let's do here and see how much material that gives us. I think we're actually going to end up... You know what? Actually, let's go 6 back. I'll just go ahead and finish cutting this to 6 back. Yeah, it was so often. Like, convenient and good for the server, but not quite so much if you're doing these sorts of big projects where you may occasionally miss a block or 2. And like, it's a digital resource, it's functionally renewable, so not honestly a big issue. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're at the 4. Let's go 2 more. But there's also a certain point at which like the processing load on the server becomes an interesting issue. But yeah. Like the interaction of environmentalism, utility, and style across architecture is always fascinating to me. 3, 4. Like, I absolutely love utilitarian brutalism, and this is something we talked about before. But it is also a style that, in the wrong hands, ends up looking way too ominous. Because it starts being used as a way of indicating authority instead of grandeur. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the one we're going to stop at. Let's get that copper. You died so many times trying to save your blocks from the bottom of the ocean before they disappeared. Oh no! But also, you know, mood. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. But yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I love brutalism when it's used to design things as if they are modern cathedrals. You know, when, like, that particular type of brutalism is absolutely gorgeous in my mind. And when it has some of the, like, aesthetic of, like, oh, it's not, what's the pair of Art Deco? There is, like, Art Deco is elves. There's another Deco that is more dwarfish. What is it called? Oh my goodness. Or no, Art Deco is dwarves, Art Nouveau is elves. That's what it was. Hello, Coleman, and hello, Osiris. Yeah, brutalism mentioned, exactly. Yeah, so, like, if you, you're taking a mental health day, fair enough. But if you have architecture that mixes, like, Art Deco and brutalism, ooh, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It makes my brain buzz in exactly the right way. 1, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So we do still need to do our cutbacks. I am struggling off the top of my head to think of specific buildings that do that sort of mixture. And if you can also get in some of that, like, early NASA era, like, space age stuff in there as well. Not to the point where it's all plastics, but where the shapes of cassette futurism are starting to become more common. Ooh, just, you know? Guys, your meds are working enough that you remembered you wanted to do laundry. Oh, and you should eat breakfast. Oh, you're having a good meds day then. Love that for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, may have overcut a little bit here, but that's fine. It'll get mined out again in the future anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to start doing our cross-cutting for this section. Oh, it is dark in here. Oh, it's dark in here because I'm out of torches. That's why I am... okay. Well then. I'm like, why is it so dark in this one cut? You cried in rage over some AI earlier. Better be a good bed stay. Oh no. What thing that you love has been polluted by the abominable intelligence? Also, very, very good soundtrack to have going on during this. I have been very, very happy with the last few things that I have looked at for Kickstarters, so like a bunch of TTRPG stuff, and all of them are making very, very specific, like, no AI was used in this project statements, and I am very, very happy to see that being a thing. Your government is currently doing a survey on AI, and it was just the same fucking question 5 times. Aww. That smacks of them having a way that they want people to answer, and so they are asking the same question in confusing ways repeatedly, so that they can get the answers that they want and have a data-backed thing for it. And I fucking hate people who build surveys like that. It's bad data science. That's kind of like, you know, when people are like, oh, well, you don't, you just hate economists because this, that, and the other. It's like, no, I don't hate all economists. I hate economists who twist the data to look a certain way so that they are themselves enriched. Same thing with these kind of data scientists that twist surveys to get specific results so that they can show that they were correct in the first place, despite the fact that the actual neutral results would show that they are in the wrong. Okay, so let's read this. Not even Gen AI website said you had to call to link your account. You called and their AI assistant said, oh, you can do that on the website or app. Oop. Hang on a second real quick. I'm going to take us to a quick break because I'm getting a phone call that's probably very important. So I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. I was getting a call about a pay thing. Also have another missed call, but that one's from a number I don't recognize. Basically, yeah, no, just there was a contractual issue with something. I should have gotten one level of pay for something, but I got like half the level of pay that was supposed to come through. It wasn't a dispute or anything. It was just a miscommunication between departments on the other side of things. So it's being fixed. It's just one of those, like, I needed to make sure that I actually answered that call. So thank you very much for your patience, everybody. Oh, you can do that on the website or app. Would you like me to walk you through it? And when it finally got to the, okay, I'll transfer, it said, oh, we are busier than normal. Call back later, and hung up on you. What the fuck? If that were the case, they should have changed the wording instead of using the exact same question or paraphrased. Is this current system working? If not, where do we need to improve? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's some super bullshit. Now, like, that's the thing. We're at a point where, like, every time I hear the phrase, we're experiencing an abnormal call volume or something similar, I'm just like, hey, y'all have been saying that for my entire adult life. You are no longer experiencing an abnormal call volume. You are experiencing a regular call volume that you have failed to hire enough people to cover. There's a difference. The last time you called in, you asked them to change your email address, so you tried to log in with that email, and it logged you in because instead of changing the email address, they set up a new blank account under it. Oh! How helpful and useful! So not only have they failed to do what you needed them to do, but they have now created more clutter in their system that they will have to deal with, and also prevents you possibly from actually switching over the original account to the new email. How useful. How helpful. It's a normal call volume at this point, assholes. Yeah, exactly, exactly. But again, like, that's asking a USian company to actually hire enough people, pay them enough wages that they stick around to do the job, you know, and that's not going to happen in most cases. Again, I am so happy to actually be dealing with proper unionized groups these days. Yeah, goodness gracious. Because I can push to pay the people that work for me as much as they're worth all I want. But when the people who are working contract gigs or people who I'm working on contract for don't want to pay enough, like there's very little I can do other as on my own, you know. Oh, that's another big thing. Hang on. I'll come back to that as soon as I finish this cut. Ballad, Osiris. Ballad. Okay, so you had an internet account with one company and a phone account with a different, and they merged but won't merge your accounts into one, so you have to have the links to two different but identical login screens in a document. Okay, while having your phone and internet under one company these days makes sense, because of the fact that basically all cell phones are smartphones and thus need an internet connection, the login screens are identical but have different web addresses. Hang on, I need a moment to process that. What do you mean? This is bad design. This is such bad design. Why? You added the phone account after the merge. What do you mean? Oh, that's so fucked. Oh, that's so fucked. Oh, that's so hostile. Oh my goodness. If I worked for either of those companies, I would be bringing that sort of thing up in every fucking meeting that I possibly could. Oh my gods. That is absolutely hostile design. Now I desperately need to know, what are they trying to pressure you into doing? Because that level of hostile design only comes when they're trying to get you to do a specific thing, you know? Like, that smacks of a specific kind of design that is like, you know, oh, we want to push you into using this specific plan, so if you're not using that specific plan, we're going to make it inconvenient and make it as inconvenient as possible. Hello, Circuit, how are you? We're talking about hostile design in user interfaces at this point, apparently. Because, oh my goodness. And like, the taking 3 attempts minimum to log out. Wait, to log out? Huh? Yeah, like, identical website designs at different URLs for different parts of what are functionally the same account is bonkers. Like, that is... Ugh. Gross. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. Why would you do that? Like, that almost, cancel both accounts and re-sign up. That way they can charge cancellation fees and another setup fee, is your bet. Yeah. That, or, alternative, like, maybe on top of this, having the two websites be so very similar, means that you might be able to charge extra late fees because you log into one side of the account and see that you don't have a bill due, and then miss the actual bill due on the other side of the account, and thus get a late fee and possibly a cancellation and all of that sort of fun stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's one of those things that makes me go, you know, I'm not opposed to capitalism in its purest form, where capitalists actually have to compete in an actual marketplace. You're pretty sure they are auto-paid though. Oh, okay, well that's a different thing then. Okay, you just open them up and they're not actually identical, but without having screenshots side by side, you wouldn't have been able to tell which was which. Oh yeah, they're auto-paid. Okay, well, fair enough. Now, do they make you auto-pay? Or is it an option to auto-pay? You just submit expenses quarterly. Fair enough, fair enough. But you're so reluctant to do that because you fight every single time. We get everything on that one? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. You auto-pay for your own mental health. Okay, so that's fair. That's 100% fair. I know that I don't like to do auto-pay because, like, that helps me keep specific track of accounts and things like that. Because if I set up auto-pay, then I'm not necessarily keeping track of when things actually get paid, which has led to me messing up some of my own accounting before. Especially because of how far in advance I open my spreadsheet. Like, I have my expenses planned out 5 years in advance at any given moment. So your banking app sends, hey, we paid this for you messages. Interesting, okay. Interesting, interesting. In my case, that's the sort of scenario where I have things set up to pay like a 6-month bulk in advance. And that's, you know, is that biennially? Or is that biannual? I think biannual is every 2 years, biennial is twice a year, right? Oh, we're down to the copper pickaxes. I doubt we're going to be able to get all the way through this cut with just the pickaxes we have on hand at this point then. Which is inconvenient, but cross that bridge when we get there. They're the same word for two different things as far as you're concerned. Well, like in horticulture, biennial is blooms twice a year. You have all your auto-pay things on your calendar, which you look at every night to log daily expenses. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, like, I know that classically biannual can be used for two different things, but that's part of why I started adopting, it's like bi-monthly is both. Like, I started adopting, like, the horticultural language for it as well, because, like I said, I'm pretty sure biennial are things that, like, bloom twice a year. And that makes a lot more sense to me. And so, like, you do biannual, and since things are annual, that means every 2 annuals, you know, every 2 years. Whereas biennial is within the year, it happens twice. As long as my brain isn't betraying me and doing the thing. You dropped using bi-monthly and say every other week or twice a month. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Well, that's like you get into the discussion of if I say this coming weekend, it's very specifically the weekend that is coming up. But if I say next weekend, I personally mean not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. But some people, when they say next weekend, they mean this coming weekend, you know? English is a bastard of a language, isn't it? Both are the upcoming weekend for you. So the weekend after this one is still the upcoming weekend? Because I would think that the upcoming weekend is, you know, the next weekend that's coming up. But that depends on how soon the weekend is. True. And that's another complicating factor. Like if you say next weekend on a Monday, then, you know, then that's clearly, you know, this coming Saturday sort of a thing. But if you say next weekend on a Saturday, well then that's, you know, the next is over a week over. Right, exactly, exactly. So again, English is a bastard of a language. Which then just leads us to the using specific dates and things. This weekend for the upcoming one, next weekend for the one that follows next week. Yeah, yeah. Well, but then again, Osiris, like, we're in agreement on that one, Osiris, but we've also known each other for 25 years at this point. So I think you and I probably speak each other's language at this point. Goodness gracious, we met in second year of middle school, so... I think I was 12? That sound about right? Yeah, that sounds about right to me. I'm 37 now, so yeah, 25 years. Holy shit, we've known each other for 25 years, buddy. Time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so. Fun discrepancy, the next weekend, and next weekend are different weekends. Yep. Oh, isn't that fun? Oh, fuck you, English. But hey, that's what we get with a living language. The rules are all made up. They don't really matter. As long as everybody is clear about what they're trying to communicate, in the end it all works out, you know? Alright, so... sometimes Kiwi you don't hear the Oh. Oh no. Oh no. And people wonder why I over-explain things sometimes. I say sometimes, oftentimes, almost all the time, really. The next week and next week. First starts tomorrow, second starts on the next Sunday. Or like if you say something like within the next week, that's within the next 7 days, you know? Another way to say how long we've been friends is a quarter century. Oh no, and now I just have the Kamen Rider Black ending theme song playing in my head. Long, long ago, 20th century. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It would also be fair to say we've known each other across decades, across centuries, and across millennia. Still disagree, which is why we clarify dates all the time. Hey, clarifying dates and ensuring clear communication is the professional, mature, adult way to do things, honestly. Oh my goodness, we've even had, like... Sorry, and now that I'm, like, now I'm dwelling on this and thinking about it, like, we've even had, like, a friends to enemies to villains to back to friends arc in a very long roundabout way. Like, there's a whole fucking fantasy story that we could write there. Decades, centuries, millennia. And almost a decade of friendship. Wild. Being an adult is fucking wild, isn't it? We've been through an epic. We absolutely have. Now I'm definitely feeling old because now I'm like, the memories. Also just thinking about how long I and my IRL spouse have been together. Oh my goodness. But anyway, let's talk. Oh, you do remember Marvel being friends for 9 years? Like, it's one of those things that I realized the other day that my spouse and I have reached a point where we have both been with each other for longer than we have been without each other in our lives. That's really cool, you know? Like, it's one of those things that every time somebody from a previous generation, and boomer, I'm not talking about you in case you are lurking out there, but usually I get this from baby boomers, where, like, there's always that, you know, that, oh, you gotta go home to the old ball and chain sort of thing. I'm like, why? That's your spouse. Why did you marry them if you don't love them? Why did you marry them if you don't adore them? What are you talking about? Why is it a bad thing that you're gonna go home to them? What are you talking about? Being able to keep relationships for so long is quite an achievement. It really and truly is. Yeah, no, like, it is... And I'm not saying that, like, everybody from our generation is always perfectly happy in their relationships. I know a few people who've gotten divorced, and, like... But it's also... I feel like in our generation, divorce is treated like a much more healthier thing. Because it honestly generally is. Like, I remember in previous generations, seeing a lot more, like, animosity in divorce than what I'm used to seeing in my generation. And, like, it's just one of those things that, like, I feel like most of the people in my generation are very accepting of the fact that divorce happens for a reason, you know? Divorce happens when a couple of people just, you know, figure out over the long term that they're no longer compatible. And that's fine, you know? Like, it's better to figure that sort of thing out and end things on an amicable note than to try to stick with a relationship that isn't working for the people involved. Yeah, because that just leads to resentment and people, well, ending up in that situation like I was talking about where they consider each other the old ball and chain, as it were. And that's not serving anybody, you know? It doesn't feel like a good family situation. You know what? We're not going to be strip mining for a while. I feel like I've got enough stuff here. So let's put the more damaged pickaxes away. Cool. This up there. Up. 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 There we go. Being able, yeah, that whole culture of being married just for the sake of being married, and you get one shot and you're making that decision at 19-year-old, it's just toxic, exactly. Let's be real. It was 16 to 19-year-old for women. It sure fucking was. Toxic ass shit. Ugh. Pull that out. There we go. Nope, that one. Go, okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this process. Alright, actually I need to convert all of these over into brick because the roofing material that I'm using right now is based on... We'll keep some of these as bricks. Alright. Yeah, today ending a bad marriage is an acknowledgement as a good acknowledged as a good thing, thankfully. Exactly. Because yeah, no, like it's just it's, you know, shallow. You think you're lucky because your grandparents adored each other, but they were also on the older end of marriage for their time. Yes. So I was on an interesting position when it came to my grandparents because on my dad's side, my grandfather and my grandmother, it was a second marriage for both of them, and so they had a very, very healthy relationship, and as a result of that, like, they both knew what they wanted in a marriage. And to be fair, they had also both been through, I want to say it was World War I. Granddad was a communications specialist who ran like comms lines across like no man's land. Grandma was a nurse as part of that first push for women to be battlefield nurses. That gave them a whole ass very interesting history. And they learned a lot of things. I actually learned from them the whole thing about like, you know, that old saying about there being no such thing, no atheists in foxholes is a fucking lie. And both of them were very, very good examples of why that was a lie, unfortunately. But again, they were both in their marriage on purpose, as it were. And then on my mom's side, her mother and her father had gotten divorced, but it had been fairly amicable. There were some bad things that happened that led to it. Oh my goodness. But you know, it was one of those things that like the bad thing happened, and that was what it was, and they broke up. Oh.
Hey Mom, I'm having trouble with that dance move you showed me earlier.
All right, well, show me what you've got, sweetie.
Up and down and...
All right, I see where it's going wrong. So I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'll catch up with chat when I get back. And then we'll get on to something more, I don't know, positive. Because we're starting to dwell a little bit. But everyone stand up, stretch, refresh your refreshments. I'll see you on the other side of the 5. All right, sweetie. So, in this case, you're going to take a jump to the left. There you are. Okay, feet together. And then you're going to do a step to the right. And that's going to spin. Alright, we are back. Let's catch up on the... Alright, so your dad got a much-needed wake-up call when your mom told him that her and you kids had suitcases ready to go at a moment's notice. Took a weekend's retreat and reestablished ground rooms, and her schools are much healthier now. Ooh, good for her, and honestly good for him. That's a good outcome. Actually talking about your relationship and working out your problems is allowed. He used to storm around the house, and you could feel the storm clouds would scatter to the ends of the house. Now he has dedicated storming areas when he needs to work on things, but he also works with your mother on problems he has. Fantastic. That is a major improvement. I also think Mom being Arrow Ace as well helped. She was able to view shit practically. Ace confirmed, Arrow suspected. Hey, you know, whatever the shape of your relationship, if it works for everyone involved, then that's perfect. You know? Genuinely though, that is a fantastic and probably the best outcome of that situation, so I'm so glad that it worked well. Alright, now we can just kind of like leave that running for now. Where did I stash the sticks? There did I stash the sticks. Okay. Let's get rid of the basic cobble. This is... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh! Damn. There we go. Misclick. Then I do need some of these derivative books. It's those and those. Okay, cool. Do they still have issues? Of course, they're much more likely to solve them though. Oh, you wanted positivity when you came back, and you think that's pretty positive. Yes, yes. Like, these are the kinds of things that I am always happy to talk about, but I do know that can be touchy subjects for certain members of the audience. So, like, I don't know. It's one of those things that I guess a part of my brand at this point is the fact that I'm able to talk about these sorts of things in a positive manner. But I also try to be sensitive to the fact that they are somewhat sensitive topics, you know? Like some people are emotionally not able to discuss these sorts of things for a good variety of reasons, you know? Either because of things they've been through personally or just, you know, discomfort. Your parents figured out pretty early that your dad needed 30 minutes to decompress after work, or being able to be present with her and us. That's good. Genuinely and honestly, that is fantastic. Let's see, so this bridge... Okay, so the bridge only has a 1-layer extension. Alright, we'll do the same thing on the bridge over here. Out by 1. So, bridge areas are out by 1. Actual functional wall areas are out by 2. So, actually, this can live in the same space there. And then this... Oh. That merge properly. Yes, yes it did. Excellent. So then these two middle knocked out, and those will become flat spaces. Again, did that work the way I wanted it to work? It did. Heck yes. Ah, you'll love to see it. Alright, so let's put some bricks down here. Because then this will become flat tiles. Watching Kiwi and me doing Hytale, and you're at the massive sprawling projects you guys have. Yeah, yeah. It's because it's fun, you know? Oh, actually, you know what? Instead of crouching from doing this from below, I'm gonna do this from above. Bonk. Bonk. Because then I can just do this. Nice. At least you weren't live the day you kept falling from the 1x1 block. Oh no. Oh no. That sounds like a nightmare. Probably good for your sanity. Oof. Yeah, no, been there, done that. Oh goodness, what game was it that I kept ending up in situations where I was falling, and even though there wasn't any fall damage, my stomach went out every fucking time. I've taken some pretty nasty tumbles. Some of which I was a little bit confused afterwards that I managed to walk away from. Somehow, I have never broken a bone. Hang on. You know, again, this is one of those things where I am not religious, but I am superstitious as fuck. You've fallen off a couple of things that should have done a lot more damage. You've never broken bones from falling, though. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, because a fall break is bad. Those tend to be compound fractures. And, if you know anything about, like, the terminology of how we describe medical issues, you know that a compound anything is not a good thing. You also have never broken a bone, but you hear that is common with EDS. You got the tip of the middle finger fractured, but that's it. So, yes, that is actually fairly common with EDS, and actually kind of not for a good reason. Because it's tied in with the fact that people with EDS are also typically bendy and have loose tendons. Which means that your joints are more likely to flex rather than... Oh, shit. This has to be overlapping by 2 because... oh, or you know what? Since this is... You know what? I'm going to continue this out to the end, and we'll come back to it. I'm going to build a bigger roof structure for this area. Oh, definitely not for a good reason. Yeah. It's the fact that because your joints are bendy, you tend to throw out the joint rather than break a bone around the joint. Yeah. And then that leads to fibro and a whole bunch of other things that are not great. Staring intently at Kiwi, who has thrown out her back. And then that's going to be its own unique issue later. So we'll come back to that. So let's go back and Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the row on the other side. Same, once more, same as before, but pointing in the opposite direction. When you were 11, you jumped from a climbing thing at a playground because I need to not be so afraid, and you hurt your back so much that you were incapacitated for the day. In retrospect, it was probably 10 to 15 feet up. But you didn't break anything, somehow. Well, children tend to bounce. That's a thing. Which, I mean, like, it, from an evolutionary standpoint, does make sense. Like, when you're, it doesn't make sense for your kids to be breakable, you know? You can probably count on how many times you've thrown out all of your fingers with 1 or 2 to spare. Oof. Or on all of your fingers with 1 or 2 to spare. I misunderstood that, but still, oof, nonetheless. Not all of, not, yeah. I caught up to it, I caught up. Fell off a 10-foot ladder, broke the ladder, the coffee table, the tile floor, had a kick in the nose, and all you did was bruise the top of your foot. Oof, I doofa. What was the reason you don't break bones with EDS? Okay, so the reason why it's less likely to break a bone with EDS is because a major part of EDS is having very loose connective tissue, which means that you are more likely, yeah, exactly, your joints are more likely to go sprawling. 9 people in chat, in theory, that's 90 digits. Yeah, 1 or 2 to spare. Oh my goodness, are there 9 people in chat? Hello, everybody! I am not used to having more than 4 or 5. But yeah, basically, like, your joints pull out of the socket more easily. And so it's kind of like having extra, well, no, I mean, it literally is extra loosey-goosiness. And funny fact, when IRL spouse was originally diagnosed with HEDS, the doctor was like, if I was to put this in a very succinct way, medically speaking, you are loosey-goosey. Yeah, it was the whole thing. We all had a laugh about it, and then we got onto the more serious issues that could be caused by that, which led to some ultrasounds of their heart, which is working perfectly fine. I saw a joke on the ball-jointed doll community. People with EDS are just BJDs who need to be restrung because they're too loose. You know, honestly, perfect. Perfect. Also, how is it that we share yet another interest? I have not thought about BJDs in some time, but between my spouse and I, we probably own 9, maybe 10. They're not on display right now because we had to put them away when we moved. But yeah, we just haven't found a new place to display them yet. They're fascinating, but no, you don't have any. Fair enough. We have not collected in quite some time because, you know, life got expensive. But yeah, no, they are very, very fun. And gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Spouse has one that is a Tanuki Anthro, and oh my god, he's adorable. You just follow people who post things about them. Fair enough. I used to make clothes for them. But that was back when I was sewing regularly. I have not done that in years. I said. You like the creatures like the porcelain teapot BJDs. Ooh, yes. Ah, those are so cool. I love that people have started to be a lot more creative with those sorts of things. Last couple of decades, really. Is this the correct height? I think this is a good height for the travel. Gonna lurk for a bit for a shower. Fair enough, fair enough. I need to go back to my other tunnel to make sure that I have actually set things at the appropriate height, because I totally just realized that I may have set things too low. Look! I did. I absolutely set the ceiling too low. I have to uninstall every single one of those. Ah, beans. I was walking back and I'm like, wait a minute, I should be able to see that, but oh no. Oh no. Well, it's fine. This is fine. It's all fine. You know what? This is actually a thing where I can just do this from below. Well, at least I now have a rhythm for it. It's all good, it's all good. Plus, this also gives me an excuse to preset sections, actually plural, for the, like the kind of junction points. So I am gonna wait until Clarity finishes its countdown real quick. Lose less blocks that way. So, another fun subject. The Kickstarter for physical Malagast Magna Gothica, or Magna Gothica Malagast figures started today, and they funded in 15 minutes, or like just under 15 minutes, which obviously that was going to happen. We all knew that was going to happen. Hello, Blasty! Thank you very much for the resubscription. Glad to have you here. Hope today's going well for you. We've just been talking about a huge variety of subjects, and I just started talking about the new Kickstarter for Magna Gothica Malagast. They already have all 10, I think, official houses modeled, and so the Kickstarter is realistically just, you know, recouping costs from doing that modeling work, and then paying for costs for printing the models that people want. Cleaning, waiting to hear back from jobs. Fair enough, fair. Ooh, put a pin in that, because I have some exciting stuff that I got to do, and I talked a little bit about it on the Discord, but I'll talk about it more here in a minute, as it were. But yeah, no, I'm very, very excited for that. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Fuck. Alright. Everybody understands why I'm annoyed, right? Basically, those are going to drop on the part that I have sticking out. It is a mild inconvenience at worst. It's part of the reason why I keep so many dirt blocks, so that when I knock these off later, it won't be that much of an issue, but nonetheless, you know. Oh, that's the wrong tool. They had to pick up a spot for this block to technically occupy, and I get it. It was one of two options, and this one just happens to be inconveniencing me right now. But as I was talking about, please, 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 if you like skirmish games, so think along the lines of like Malifaux or there's a Star Trek skirmish, not Star Trek. Oh my goodness, a Star Trek skirmish game would be a little bit weird. But there's a Star Wars skirmish game, and you have not checked out Malagast, you definitely should, because you can get the base rolls for a grand total of $6.66. And if you think that sounds heavy metal, oh, you will not believe how cool this game is, because it is very heavy metal. The entire game was inspired by like doom metal and death metal and all of these good things that are absolutely lovely and wonderful and gothic as fuck. Alright, I will need to go down to the ground to retrieve like the one or two that dropped elsewhere. And yeah, up till now, like there have always been assets to print like physical miniatures, like just on paper. And that's fine, well and good. It works. It is a very zine focused game anyway, so like that makes sense. But having the option to purchase, like, you can either buy miniatures pre-printed from them in resin, or if you have access to your own resin printer, or even just a standard printer, you can just get the STLs from them. And oh my goodness, are all of these models gorgeous. They have done a lot of really great work in converting some of the very, very cool artwork made by Tom Bloom, who is the creator of the game, into actual physical miniatures. And I already had a couple of miniatures that I had gotten from Hero Forge to represent my custom necromancers, because every part... Okay, so... Oh goodness, I am so far ahead of myself. Malagast, or Magna Gothica Malagast, is a game that takes place in the fictional city of Anzan-Mezeran, which is the city at the end of the world, both literally and figuratively. It is the city that is the final city after the apocalypse, and after all apocalypses. And it is a place where even death has died. So all dead things are destined to reform after 7 days. But each death also takes something away from them, little by little. It's a very fun, very loosey-goosey sort of setting. It's very heavy metal, very, very doom metal. I love it to death. It speaks to my goth heart very, very strong, you know? And so yeah, definitely check it out. The character that you are kind of, I guess, technically quote-unquote playing. Oh, I have not linked it in the Discord. Hang on. Ooh, I can't right now. Give me a moment to get to a safe zone. Hang on, because I don't have Discord open on my computer right now while I'm streaming. There, oh. Boop. Go boop. It's down. Up. Oh. Alright, I dropped it into the Discord. Oh! Okay, well, I'm not gonna go back in there and tag you right now. It's in there at your own convenience. All that good stuff. Okay, so. but yeah, no, they've done a great job. Like I said, I have a couple of different necromancers that I have made because the necromancer is the person who controls your squad, your team in any given game. And you are encouraged to, you know, create custom ones and create different skill setups and all those sorts of fun things. And so, like, I have one with the faction called the Dead Souls. Their whole gimmick is that usually to become a necromancer, you have to like earn the favor of a specific like demon that is associated with your house, right? The Dead Souls are the ones that actually flat out sell their soul, which is actually fairly rare in Anson Mezeran. In order to have like bodily immortality result. Again, very death metal, very doom metal. It has a very specific aesthetic which matches up to how I often dress in real life whenever I get the chance to. Very, very fun. Each one of these factions also comes with a music playlist that the author suggests you check out to get the vibe. And they are all fucking bangers. But yeah, very, very fun. That's my main necromancer. I don't have a name for her. She doesn't really have a name. Which is an intentional choice because, like, even necromancers start to lose a part of themselves as they die. And so in her case, I was like, you know what? I don't want her to know what her name is. I want her to kind of be on that path to losing herself entirely as a character. Yeah. The Steeplewhacks definitely... Ooh, yes. Okay, the Steeplewhacks are fucked up bird people. That their demon is a giant owl? Question mark? That lives in the abbeys and belfries of the city. Very, very fun. They descend and eat their own and any corpses that are left around the battlefield. It's very, very cool. Very, very heavy metal. Oh, goodness, who was my other necromancer associated with? I don't have a miniature for her yet because... Oh, that's an ancient bear. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. I'm fine. What? No, why? Why? Why though? Please go away. I'm sorry. I want to say she was Igori. The faction that does like surgical stuff. That's who my other character was. I never actually got to play her because, well, I just haven't gotten to play the game as much as I would like to. Alright, well, I really only need to go... Ah! Well, I'm glad I didn't get injured by that. Hello, little lamb! But yeah, she was... like... Oh. Somebody who came to Anson Mezeran in pursuit of beauty. And like she was in her previous life a plastic surgeon, and you can see how that gets corrupted in a land where death does not exist, and you can just do whatever you want to anybody's body in terms of surgical changes, and they will not suffer any, well, I don't want to say any consequences, but the consequences will not be death. that's not what I wanted. So yeah, that's super fun. And so like the idea is that as she has gone on, she has like pushed the extremes of like what she thinks beauty is through modification and like, you know, oh, having long limbs, you know, like long lithe limbs is very beautiful. And so like she's become much more spindly and tall and almost spider-like. That sort of thing. Very, very fun. Very cool. Very creepy vibe. Alright, that's going to be interesting to deal with here. You had a character who was from the real world several hundred years ago, and she ended up becoming a demon because she loved to torture people. Over the years, she discovered the safest, but still consistently effective method of torturing people was to become a capitalist. Oofa doofa, yeah. Yeah. Love that. Love that. That is such a fun character concept. Okay, so stuff's gonna get a little bit weird here, but we're gonna come back to this in the actually, hang on. Before I go that way, we're closer to the house right now, so I'm gonna do this from over here instead. It was a modernish campaign. She ended up winning the end of the world and becoming a goddess. Ooh, very, very fun. If you have not yet checked it out, definitely check out Young Gods. It is very mature content forward, but the reason I suggest that is because it is also just a very, very strong game design-wise about playing, well, the next generation of gods who are fighting to be born and take over from the previous generation. Very, very, very fun design. But in terms of messed up characters that I've actually gotten to play, there is... Ooh. Actually, hang on. One of these I can't talk about because they are going to be appearing in a situation where one of my players is actually in the chat right now. So I can't talk about that character. I will talk about one of my favorite vampires that I've ever gotten to play. It's a gentleman by the name of Connor Murphy. So if you know anything about VTM, you'll know about the fact that because he is a salubri, he is in danger more so from other vampires than most other people. But that does also make him fairly special in vampire terms because it means that his abilities are centered around healing rather than causing harm and stuff like that. Capitalism is torture. It is. It truly is. But anywho, so Connor, the thing with him is that the Salubri are a fairly secretive clan in VTM terms, because, for lack of a more, of a quicker way to explain it, their blood is delicious. Long story short, they are the clan that is most likely to be diablerized by others because, well, again, they are delicious. She owned a historical haunted hotel and would block off a few rooms upstairs for special projects. That's fun and fucked up in a delicious way. I love that. So Connor was an Ulster Scot. Well, he was a member of the Ulster Irish in World War I. Which, if you know anything about the Irish independence movement or anything like that, about what happened before World War One and leading up to that conflict, and then what the Ulsters meant, like what being part of the Ulster contingent during World War One was, you'll understand that he was already in a pretty nasty situation even before the war. Yes. In the system you were in, if you saw an opportunity to cause someone harm, distress, she had to take it or roll willpower not to. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. As someone who hates causing harm, she was very fun to play with. Yes, that is one of the big things I love in TTRPGs, is the ability to explore things that we don't normally get to explore in our own day-to-day lives. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so Connor was already in a nasty situation because he was a partisan to Irish independence. He had no special love for England, and in fact hated it just as much as a lot of the people who were fighting more directly for independence. But in his opinion, at the time, you know, he also saw like the famine and stuff that had happened in previous centuries, and desperately did not want his country to end up back in that situation. And so that's a big part of why he ended up, you know, unfortunately fighting on the English side during that period. There was a religious context to it as well. He was a good Christian boy. But you know, that was less from his perspective. He didn't want there to be a separation between Protestants and Catholics in Ireland. It was, from his standpoint, purely an economic thing of like, if we separate from England, we are going to be fucked, you know? And so, of course, when World War I started, he got conscripted into the war. And so, you know, fighting in trench warfare, never a good thing. I won't dig too deep into that because, again, I'm trying not to be too grim, but we are talking about a VTM character. They all tend to go through some shit, if you know anything about VTM. It just so happens that he had already gone through some shit well before he was returned. He was grievously injured during the war, and rocky road to recovery. He was in, like, I want to say, I don't remember if I made it canon. You love heaping trauma on characters' backstories. Oh, yes. Well, and especially in Vampire, like, that is almost a requirement. Like, you can have a character who lived a fairly normal life before they became a vampire, but once you become a vampire, there is going to be trauma involved, you know? Because that's kind of the name of the game. But I can't remember. I know he fought in Verdun, but I don't remember if his injury happened at Verdun. The character has the least trauma is Calla. You'll have to tell me about Calla at some point. Because even if they don't have trauma, they can always be interesting. But anyway, so he ends up in a hospital behind, like, fairly behind the lines. In a place where it wasn't supposed to be attacked. Oh. Sneeze real quick. And for as nasty as World War I was, everybody was still theoretically playing by the rules of you don't attack hospitals, you know? And unfortunately, it didn't work out in his case. So the hospital that he was in ended up getting bombed. this is going to be an interesting thing to have to navigate. Calla, the one who's currently running away from her traumatic obsessive not ex, and she is a dominatrix paladin. Ooh, that sounds fun as hell. Oh,
Hey,
hello?
hon. Can I borrow you for a second?
Borrow me anytime you like, stud.
Ha,
Alright, I'll be with you in a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in that real quick. Let's see, this part is definitely... Yes, that is the correct height for those. Okay. Alright, we'll figure out how these corners are gonna work later, because actually... Oh, this is gonna be weird and interesting. Specifically because we're so close to that corner right there. Alright, I'm gonna extend this out a little bit, as this is now correct. And then we're gonna get rid of those. Okay. So, long story short, he was turned by a salubri who was acting as a nurse in the hospital. She was not able to, like, she recognized the fact that she was not going to be able to get everyone out of the hospital in time without assistance, and basically gave him an ultimatum of, you know, like, hey, I know you give a shit about people. I know you would be a reliable person. I like, just from what we've talked about in our experiences here with you being in the hospital, I know you would use this power responsibly. Would you be willing to be turned to save a lot of lives? And he decided that yes, he would. For better or for worse. We'll talk about the consequences of that when I get back, okay? So, everyone stand up, stretch, refresh your refreshments, and we will be back for the next segment after 5 or so minutes, alright? Oh, actually... yes, I always encourage people to write fics of their characters. Please, 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 please do that thing that you do. Bonk. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna have some interesting overlap here. Get this segment of the roof correct height. Anywho, what was I talking about? Right, I was talking about Connor. Okay, so, when last we left off, Connor had accepted the offer to be turned in exchange for the ability to help others survive the conflict, right? This was a mistake. This was a thing that should not have happened. It's a situation that even in World War I, where so many other horrors were being perpetrated, was still considered uniquely bad. Because you are not supposed to bomb hospitals. Like, it's one of those things that, like, it's almost insulting how I'm not going to say progressive, but how much that sort of rule has sort of gone by the wayside. Because, like, well, yeah, of course you're not supposed to bomb hospitals. Why the fuck would you bomb a hospital? You know? And yet here we are. But I digress. In any case, this corner. Get that out. Oh, you know what? We've got an off by 1 issue happening here. I don't want to just drop single tiles there. You currently have like 4 fics for her, like 25 to 30,000 words. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Love that. Let's try this instead. Let's see if we can get it to play this way. Oh no, that didn't do what I wanted to do either. Now we've got that sticking up there. Up. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, damn. So Connor ends up sometimes the shortest. She's great, and you should write more about her. Really need to write more stuff. It's not the most verbose. Hey, sometimes the shortest things do hit the hardest. Yeah, no kidding. Like what was the like shortest horror thing ever? Like I guess it depends on if you count what you count as horror, but the whole thing about like baby shoes for sale, never worn. But you're right. Okay, so I'm getting scatterbrained because I'm trying to do too many things at once. Connor accepts. He gets turned. He becomes one of the Salubri, which again, it has the problem of being like, oh yeah, we're also the vampire clan most likely to be diablerized. Sucks donut. Baby shoes never worn. You know how fast babies grow? They don't even wear all those shoes. Yeah, well, you know. You know what I could do here? Here's a brain blast. I have an idea. What if... No, that doesn't work either. Anti-6 word horror stories. Yeah. I hate it when things don't quite line up correctly. Alright, you know what? Let's restore this one. Its original shape. Alright, so we got that. Let's see if I do that. Nothing good. Damn. Like, this section is easy enough to figure out. Like, that... It's that I don't like. Like, this part is easy enough to fix by just going that and bada bing bada boom. That section's fixed, but this little groove, fucking nightmare. Hate it. Dislike. No want. Wait. Guess I'll deal. Never up. I'm never gonna be up here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just gonna be a place where something connects kind of weird. Okay, so. Oh. Get to telling the fucking story, why don't we? So, Connor, ends up, you know, obviously helping everybody get out, is able to successfully help evacuate the hospital, gets introduced to the broader world of darkness, finds out that, like, most vampires are, you know, like, much more of the, like, Count Orlok variety, or Dracula. Oh, well, that happened. Thank you very much, Osiris. I shall. Give me just a moment. Oh, why am I stuck in dash mode now? There we go. Alright, so. There we go. Good water. Thank you. Okay, I know I can make that jump. Thank you. Thank you, game, for recognizing that I'm playing correctly. So Connor survives this situation, but one of his folkloric banes, and again, if you know anything about VTM, not every vampire has folkloric banes. Not everybody is one of those, you know, that like, oh, I can't be near garlic or all of this sort of stuff. The only universal one is fire. Suspicious. Hytale. Suspicious. They're not getting instant banned, but... Yeah, exactly, Osiris. Yeah, we have to be careful about bots around here. Unfortunately, we are part of several very how should I say this? Targeted communities. But in any case, so as I was saying before, not every vampire in VTM has folkloric beans. You know, garlic doesn't necessarily harm them, but it is a thing. Sometimes you might pick up 1 or 2 folkloric beans as a result of like who you were in a previous life. And what with Connor having previously been a very good religious boy, this is part of his personal tragedy, is he can no longer go into churches. He can't even be in the presence of religious symbols, specifically for his branch of... Well, I mean, now you're getting banned just for that. Yeah, no. Okay. Alright, yeah, thank you, Osiris. What's even the point of doing that sort of a stuff? Like... Huh? Ow! Ow. So we had a first-time chatter whose first message was, "What a bot!" And I was like, I don't know about that. That seems sort of... That could either be very suspicious or somebody being cheeky. It's whatever. I'll leave it for now, especially because Osiris is in chat and has the power to ban if necessary. And then their second message was, "Just ban me, dumbass." And, well, here we are. Alright, you've cleaned it up. Okay, good. Yeah, no, I don't... Like, what do you even get out of that sort of thing? Yeah, no, that was a weird one. That was a weird one. But anyway. What are we doing here? There we are. Okay, so down we go. Oh wait, no, I need to eat some more berries. Always look away when stuff like that happens. Yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, no, like, it's... What do you even get out of that sort of situation? Like, people get off on being banned. Like, people can get off on an awful lot of things, so I'm not sure. But anyway, anywho. Okay, we're at that now. Okay, good. We are good to go. Yeah. So yeah, Connor goes through this. He is, yeah, people are weird. He now has to, you know, deal with the fact that he can no longer have... Oh yeah, no, this is, being weird isn't inherently bad, but, you know, that's as the case may be. So yeah, he now has to deal with the fact that he no longer has a connection with the religion that shaped his life up until that point, because it hurts him now. Okay, I recognize that that's probably Polish or some similar language. Not this live, sorry. Okay, gotcha. Aha, you are in the wrong chat. Fair enough, fair enough. I was like, that is one of the languages that I am not familiar with, so... bleh. There we go. And on top of that, he, you know, just... Connor no longer being able to be the religious man that he once wanted to be, now has to find a new way to Okay, is this just a thing now? I mean, you just... Okay, bye! Have a good one! Anywho. Cool, yep. Whatever. So, what with one thing and another, because the Salubri are healers and their vampiric powers allow them to, you know, make people more healthy and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, apparently this is going to be a thing today. I don't know. I was going to say, sometimes you try to walk in a video game and send back, oh, yeah, exactly. Oh goodness, the less said about the number of times that I've done that in something like Final Fantasy XIV, where I was trying to chat and then I tried to walk and didn't realize that I was still in the chat and just died. Oof. Yeah, why not just leave? It's gotta be somebody trying something. Like, it's very strange, because 2 people in a row being like, hey, can you ban me? Huh? You know? Weird. Alright, so, Connor. Healer, fuck, I was in chat. Yep, Osiris has been there too. Let's run back to the house. Sleep so that it's no longer nighttime. So yeah, he basically dedicates his life to healing folks because he figures even if he can't be in the church anymore, then he's going to use this curse in some way that will at least do something positive. And so he goes from being a soldier to being a doctor, right? Oh shit, you're alive again. Hang on, you're on the wrong screen. Yep. And becomes a very, very talented doctor and surgeon. And so, like, that's what he has dedicated his unlife to, is healing as many of the sick and the needy as he possibly can. Now, this does cause some issues because whereas most vampires can, at least to a certain extent, hide what they are, the Salubri really and truly can't. Because one of the things that happens to you as a Salubri is that you gain a third eye in the middle of your forehead. Which is kind of noticeable, you know? Not exactly the kind of thing that you're just going to be able to, like, deal with. Now, the way he deals with that is he just basically wears his scrub cap pretty much all the time. Like, that thing is just, that stays on his head. And as long as he is not actively using his powers, it's a pretty good cover. Oh, damn, I was hoping I'd be able to make the jump. Oh well. The problem is that when he does, the third eye begins to weep blood, because VTM is exactly that kind of game, you know? Spooky gothic horror, as it goes, you know? Oh. So if we can be extra about something, we're gonna be. Hop. There we go. Yeah, if you pull a teal can always wear a beanie. Kinda, yeah. Well, I mean, like, he spends most of the time in his hospital anyway, and so it's whatever. He just wears a lot of hats. But no, like, he's got the... So, Osiris, you know the, like, the little rounder chef hat things that you would get for working in, like, restaurants? It's the same kind of thing that you use in, like, a medical facility to keep your hair pulled out, or pulled back, and all of that. So that's what he does. He just wears basically his scrub cap all the time. And that takes care of that for the most part. But he does still look like an emaciated man who, like, belongs in the Depression era, because that's when he was turned. Man's like $120, $140 at most, and mere 6 feet tall. You've seen MASH, same kind of scrub cap? Yes. Basically just a little flat piece of fabric on the top with a little round piece of fabric that goes around your head, and, like, the modern ones have a bit of Velcro at the back so they can be resized. But yeah, so if you think of the lead character from Peaky Blinders, that's the kind of visual that Connor has. Yeah. The added trauma for this character is that because of his connection to soldiering and conflict, he spent basically every decade up until the 2010s as a combat surgeon. Because again, like he was a soldier, and so that was his hang-up, essentially. He wanted to go into war zones and help protect and heal people as much as he could there, because he never wanted to be a soldier himself. But he joined first the Irish conflict because he recognized that this was a conflict that had to happen in some way, shape, or form. But then was conscripted into World War I. And he wanted to do everything in his hands possible to save lives in other combat zones, because he never wanted to see another civilian die as a result of conflicts. And so, while everyone else was doing vampiric shit and gaining trauma that way, man's just been through every fucking war possible and had to see countless people die as a result of it. And so whereas most vampires will regularly have a humanity score of like 5, 6, maybe 7 if they're fairly recently turned, Connor's sitting at like an 8 or a 9. He's super far up there, to the point where he doesn't even have to do things like use the blush of life to make himself appear to still be a living mortal. Like, he just has the blush of life always. He is fairly warm to the touch. He has rosy cheeks. He can eat. He can drink. All of those sorts of things, despite not being a thin blood. Like, it's the kind of thing that gets some other vampires very irritable and angry. Because, you know, they think he's putting on airs of still being immortal and such, you know. You know what? I'm gonna toss one of these brick blocks right up there just to kind of round that out. So yeah. He is an incredibly human man, amongst factions of people who are often slowly losing their humanity. And he hasn't exactly given up on being a combat medic, but there are now enough people in his life that have gone back to being civilians, and there is now enough happening in civilian spheres that he feels the need. He feels that that's where his talents are needed now, kind of a thing. But that does nothing to absolve him of like the PTSD that he has from decades of, you know, living and then unliving in combat zones. He is a chain smoker despite not needing to smoke or breathe. Is facing the wrong direction. Keep fucking up at work today. Oh no, what's going on? What happened? Real quick. He's a chain smoker. Still actually smokes the same brand that he smoked during World War I. I forget what the brand is off the top of my head, but I did look it up. It is still an extant brand. You can still get them nowadays, although they are getting more expensive because, you know, fewer people use them. He still keeps his Webley in his desk drawer. And if he does need to get into a melee fight, he has what's referred to as a French nail, which is a very specific type of trench knife that was made using essentially like the type of nails that you would use to hammer down like tarpaulins and tents. So think like those big giant spikes that they used to use before we had like modern aluminum and steel bending. And basically it's twisted around so that there is a handle portion of it. Real nasty thing to encounter. And because it's iron, that fucks up some vampires even worse, you know? Because, again, folkloric banes aren't universal, but when they work real well. Not important, but it means you, it does mean you keep getting phone calls to discuss fixing it and then missing story time. Oh, no. I mean, to be fair, I've been trying to tell the same story for most of the last 2 hours, it feels like. Excuse me. And like, I can't tell the story that I wanted to tell because it's a character that Osiris particularly might run into in our current VTM campaign, and I don't want to give away any secrets. Because, yeah, I want the reveal for that particular character to be effective. And yeah, no, there's a character that I am excited to introduce you to, Osiris, that I am having to talk around right now. Because, yeah, I don't want the reveal to be ruined, as it were. Yeah, Connor, you know. Connor, and you may run into Connor again. It depends on how things turn out, but, yeah. That's why I'm talking so freely about him. Because he's one of my favorite characters to play, as well as use as an NPC, because of the fact that he is so strange in the world of VTM. He is, like, it's weird for there to be a truly, honestly good vampire, like, who is capable of some horrific things. Let's be real. Motherfucker's been in every war since World War I. Like, he will fuck a person up if they deserve it. But, anyway. It's a big if, you know what I mean? Right, now I need to be... But yeah, that's what makes him a good NPC in my horde of NPCs, is because, like, he is a good nexus point for getting people in contact with other supernatural beings. Because part of his survival mechanism is the fact that, like, he has made himself useful and available to supernatural beings of all ilk. It does not matter if you're a vampire, if you're a werewolf, if you're a geist, if you're a mummy, if you are a Quajin. Like, he makes his services available to everybody because, in his opinion, everybody deserves care. You know? Where is that? Oh, fuck. Ow. I've fallen. Ow, my knees. Please tell me that beast position. It is. Okay. Oh. Oh, come on. Let me climb. Up. Oh my goodness. Up, I said. All right, there. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this to snap into place. No. Failed to get this to snap into place. This is becoming more complicated than I wanted it to. Because again, the corners need to be... You know what then? Damn it! Missed that one Minecraft mod that was like a step ladder. Yeah. Oh, I am so sorry. I tried to get to my mute button before that happened. I'm so sorry. Gesundheit. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it's very fun playing Connor in VTM because the default mode is for everybody to be either well settled into their lives as vampires or very angsty about it and all of those sorts of things, right? And he represents somebody who is trying to still create a better world, but is struggling to do so. I have just realized these need to be flat, not standard roof pieces, as this side is going out this direction. Alright, so we've got a conundrum here. Again, we've got... Alright. Oh, thank you very much! That compliment hit me genuinely hard, thank you! Goodness gracious, how many? I guess that's fine. Chad, is that fine? Is it okay for that to be stuck out that way? I'm not entirely sure how else to resolve that. Now we should be over that. Okay. So that's there now. Weirdly dissonant magical music. I love. Because I've been knocked so far off track at this point that I feel like I'm not effectively telling my story anyway. So yeah, that's the long and the short of Connor as a character. Damn it. Somebody who's just trying desperately to do the right thing while existing as something that is, quite frankly, delicious and generally in danger from the people that he shares a world of darkness with. Hup. No, why can't I hop? Hop, I said. Oh. Got to the end here. How do we even get here anyway?
Mom,
oh, hello?
have you seen Mr. Grumbles?
No, sweetie, I haven't. Where'd you lose track of her?
Can you help me find her?
Sure thing. Give me just a moment. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to jump up from here. A lot more success from here. Here we go. Okay. You're in between hyperfixations and suffering for it. Oofa doofa. The worst. So just realized I dropped this at the wrong point. Oh, beans. Okay, there we go. I think maybe that's the best I can hope for in terms of structure, unfortunately. I don't like these sharp corners, but there's no way to convince this to re-corner. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna get up to my safe zone, and we will head off very briefly. Oh yeah, no, we still got another segment to supports in place. There we go. Okay, so this now looks properly supported. All right, so I'm going to... Where am I going? I'm going to get over here to the roof. And we'll start looking at having to do a similar thing over here. Although thankfully we've got this structure to help us. Hello, giant bear. No, thank you. And we are starting to run low on supplies already, so we'll probably have to make some more roofing pieces when we get back. But everyone stand up, stretch, refresh your refreshments. I will see you all on the other side of the 5. Alright, hon. So, where'd you lose track of her? Oh, hang on. Where did you go away? There we go. Alright, so, let's see, we started laundry earlier, so we should probably check in the laundry room. You know, Sheila's been warning me. So I have figured out a way that I think would work to make those transitions on those larger areas a little bit better. But it does mean that I'm going to redo a little bit of the roof. This corner over here is unfortunately just fucked. Not going to get any better, but it's fine. That one I can live with. I'll put those kind of square areas. A real word for them. Are a thing that that are going to bother me. Modify them. They're too sharp in specific places, and that's never a good thing. Especially where one edge meets another edge, you really don't want to have that much sharpness. Like, there's a specific term for it. I don't remember what it is. Is it just cleave? Alright, some of that is almost certainly going to have to be redone. That's fine. Alright, that sits much more nicely. Ooh, go swimming. Yes, there you go. Oh, there we go. Now, realistically, this is just switching where the sticky outy bits are. But honestly, I'm fine with that. Because having them be on this line feels better to me than t'other way around. Oot. Couldn't even tell you why. Oh no, I actually can tell you why. Because this puts the lower point of the slope on the outside as opposed to the inner point of the slope. And that is better for like weather safety and for longevity and all of those sorts of things. Again, there is no real reason why I'm applying like these concepts to my build. It's not like I'm having to deal with real erosion or anything like that. But it makes my brain go brr, you know? And from down here, yeah, that looks so much better. If we come at it from this direction, yeah, that looks so much better. Let's see. Do we have... We do not have a support structure there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add support structure there. Oh, hello, sir. No, thank you. I'm quite fine. I am good. How are you? I need to reclaim these 2 blocks. Don't think I'm going to be able to reclaim those 2 blocks. No. If you've ever wondered why have these raised walkways built, now you know. Oh, hello there. Yep. It doesn't help that you don't have something to ruminate on while you do so. Like, yes, you have your SW fiction, or fixation. That's still present. Oh, Star Wars, okay. And you have ideas to put pen to paper for your VTuber model. Ooh. Love that. Love to hear that. Thick. Oh, why is the bear there? VTuber model is related to Star Wars and your original D&D universe. Ooh. Very cool. Have we talked about my irritation with the fact that, like, people don't get weird and interesting with lightsaber designs? I can't remember. But alas, your Stardew Valley fixation is gone until at least September, when the model you were assisting releases the next update. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, the fans, like boxing gloves, just all the people need to get weird with those designs, you know? You drew one with the crossguard made of saber. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Ooh, I might actually have to do something funky. Oh, no. Alright, I'm gonna... Alright, I'm gonna go down there and try and save some blocks. Hello! I'm sorry. Ow. A lightsaber harpoon would go hard as fuck. Oh, I'm also out of healing items. Wild. Hang on, I'm gonna go back and get some more food. Kyber blade to cut in, that automatically turns off, and has a barb hooked into the thing. Whoa. Someone who collects daggers, I think a set of those would be interesting. Yes. I have annoyed people in sparring with a lightsaber dagger. Because most people don't think about doing small sabers like that. And I think, like, if I had all the money in the world, I have a design that I'm pretty sure I could make using Saberforge's adaptable saber parts that uses the core for a double-ended lightsaber to do a full-length blade on one end and then a little nub blade on the other end as a pommel punch. And I think that would be really neat. And it would probably piss people off really badly. You can also imagine one with some sort of automatic sealant that you could use Kyber harpoons to hook onto ships. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Oh. Okay. Dragon, follow me on this one. So, did you ever look up a picture of the lightsaber umbrella that's based off of like iron umbrella designs from Asian martial arts? Okay, so what I'm thinking is something that has sort of a lance. That's all you can think about from the last conversation, yes. Okay, so very narrow point lance tip that flares a little bit towards the back. That when you yeet it at something, pierces through. Oh, I did pull it up on screen. Okay, cool. And then has a like a kyber or other metallic, whatever material you're thinking of, hinged point behind the blade that once it punches into something flares out into a cone shape so that it's now like jammed into the surface, specifically for that kind of ship-to-ship combat sort of scenario. Yes, but instead of just being a hook, like a bill hook, like on most traditional harpoons, do it as a full like flare. And because that way it could be on, like, I'm already thinking through the mechanism of how you would do this. Essentially it would be a sprung mechanism that has, yes, exactly, and it would give a good seal. Exactly. Like how this would function is like, to arm it, you would squeeze the cone down so that it's flush to the haft, and then set up hooks from the bottom part of it so that when it's released, the sprung nature of it is what's holding those hooks in place, so that then when it goes in, it pushes those hooks back into the haft, allowing the collar, for better, or I think is the best way to describe it, to spring outwards, and then when it's pulled, it then forms that seal again. Oh, this could be such a cool design. Oh, this would be a monster in ship-to-ship combat. Oh, I love creating stuff like this. No way to dislodge a cone from the inside. Exactly. And if you set the emitter up correctly, let's say that those panels of that cone are made out of kyber. Once that cone is triggered, the emitter could then bleed energy out over the cone, so that the entire front section of it is now lightsaber blade, which means that if you even try to dislodge it. You are going to have to deal with the fact that, like, that's fucking... it's all fucking blade on that end. Ooh, nasty. Absolutely nasty. Ooh, and I may have just come up with a way to actually make my life easier on both of these. Spency? Well, yeah. We're talking about a very specialized weapon that does a very particular thing and is very good at it. Often, monotaskers like this do tend to get a little bit expensive. The real reason the Reformation outlawed all but swords. Yeah! You're headcanon on the Reformation. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So, we now have this connection point here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we do need at least one more segment here. I know how I'm gonna do this. I love it when an idea comes together. So we can plonk that down. Hello, giant bear. You can eat multiple dicks. You love the idea also of like a rough and tumble brawler just springing up with the first punch after the first punch with Kyber claws. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Like, honestly, the use of Kyber in a helmet in the, was it the Apostle? I know it started with an A, I just can't remember off the top of my head. The Acolyte, that's the one. Fucking genius. Hello, Evie, how are you today? Thank you very much for the hydrate. But yeah, like I said, the use of Kyber as a material in the Acolyte was truly fantastic. It's a really, really great way of showing off that, like, hey, ooh, thank you very much for the actual size redeem, I appreciate you. That, like, lightsabers are not invincible, as it were. They have drawbacks, and they have been around long enough that people have figured out ways to get around their nonsense. And I say nonsense in, like, the most complimentary way, because I fucking love lightsabers. They're so cool. But they are kind of nonsense when it comes to a fight. It's one of those weapons that's like, okay, there is no reasonable way to beat this. Fuck, 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 fuck! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, Black Bear, please don't come and get me, ow! I'm sorry. D&D character you're working on has Barnach, Tiger Claw weapons, which has a blade like a dagger, but also claws on the inside of the fingers. Neat. Oh, I know exactly. You can. Osiris may have to hit the OK button on it. But I know the weapon you're talking about, and it is a very fucking cool weapon. It's one of those weapons that's impractical unless you are deeply trained in it. And even then, arguably, you know? Oh, thank you very much for the stretch. Check this really quick. Yes, it's fine. I'm okay with opening a link. Oh, yeah, okay. So, like, yes. Okay, so it's not the weapon I was thinking it was. But it is related. So this is probably the Southeast Asian version of it. It's also missing half his legs from the knees down and runs around on all fours like a feral creature. Ooh, fun. Love a fucked up little guy. Let's see. Okay, so that's not high enough yet. What? Yeah, what? That's not where you're supposed to be. Oh, beans. Hang on a second. I gotta do this nonsense. Okay, there we go. He has prosthetic legs that he uses druid craft to hold his boots on, but he only uses it in towns and such where getting mistaken for a beast would be a bad idea. Valid. 100% valid, yes. Plonk, plonk, plonk. Oh, I love that these auto corner. There we go. Okay, so this is now feeling a bit better. Alright, and now that we've got that in place, I think I can actually get rid of this gate. Or at least the top layer of this gate. Yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hell yes. Alright, this structure now makes a little more sense. Nice. Okay. Now how does this look from below? Not the best transition in the world. Is there a way I can connect those? Aw, yeah. Kind of. Not sure I'm 100% happy with that, but... I don't know. Do y'all think that it looks better to just kind of leave this exposed slope, or have this very squared off corner right here? I'm leaning actually a little more towards the exposed slope, but I'll give you all a couple minutes to respond and tell me what you think. Oh, beans. Why is he in the middle of the water? I want all these. Oh, so I turned the corner up here to make it more directly connect, which I'm much happier with it from up here. But I don't know if I like how it looks from down here. There is definitely a much more like solid connection between the two, and water would flow a lot better. But I kind of like the aesthetic of this. You know? You prefer the solid connection, Dragon? Alright, well that's one vote for solid. You think you do too? So, solid connection over here. Exposed slope over here. Like again, from a structural standpoint. Ooh. Can't tell on the small screen. Well, the sun is also starting to go down, so me go reclaim my pieces real quick. I like the solid one right now, but if you did the slope on both sides, it might look good. Like, that's the thing. It started off with the slope on both sides. But then I had that realization that, like, there was a way I could get the two to connect. I don't know. I don't know. There we go. The other thing is, it feels like a more intentional connection if I do it solid. Oh, you know what I could do? If I were to get some basalt brick steps, I could do some inverted steps so that it looks like there is like a solid connection bringing it up to that level. Okay. Yes, so the inverted steps to kind of give that brick semi-arch. Okay, so I've just talked myself into the solid one. A good underside slope. Exactly, exactly. We just need to wait for... actually, you know what? We don't need to wait for morning to come around if I'm going to be going back, because I know I've got some basalt steps in the thing. Or you can use the actual arch pieces. I don't actually like how the arch pieces look. They're weirdly smooth. But I'm also having to manually keep an eye on the time right now. Because my usual timer is off by like 5 minutes. I forgot to start it up at the beginning of the stream. I turned it off for the stream that I had with Evie and Ogre Daddy last Saturday? Yeah, last Saturday. Where the fuck did I put those? Yes, okay, basalt brick stairs. Oh, and we've still got some roof pieces in here, too. Alright, so for next time, I am definitely going to need more hardwood, as I need a lot more hardwood beams. Plus we're going to need more basalt, because there's still 2 pathways I haven't done yet, and I also just realized I need more food. I'm dying. That one. There we go. Hardwood. Yes, yes, we will need to get some hardwood. Right? Well, it's just like meat. Yeah, it's just cooked wild meat, so realistically it probably all came off of rats. But, you know, turkey leg. It's ye olde Renaissance Festival turkey leg. Ooh. Alright, so, the basic announcer's test was written in the 1940s, I want to say for WMFT Chicago? Let me double check that real quick. Where did you go? Follow the river. No, sorry, this one was from Radio Central New York. And it's a voice and diction test as well as a breathing control test. Get some water real quick. One hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 limerick oysters, 5 corpulent porpoises, 6 pairs of Don Alverzo's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array, 8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity toward procrastination and sloth, 10 lyrical, spherical, diabolical denizens of the deep who all stall around the corner, quo of the quay of the quivery, all at the same time. And as you can hear, I have that one memorized at this point really strongly, just because like it very quickly, once I discovered it, became a part of my like everyday warm-up when I'm doing streaming. Because yeah, it's always a good idea to warm your voice up. Make sure that... Wait a minute, is that a squirrel? Oh, look at that squirrel! I don't think I've seen the gray squirrels before. So we'll cop a squat. Doot. Maybe. A doot. There we go. Doot, 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 doot. Thank you very much for the hydrate, Kiwi. Good water. Ooh, and I can even replace these with the basalt stairs, just to kind of further... ooh! No! No, okay, I'm not gonna put the stairs there. That actually gives me a very specific use for, like, the steep, roofing that I haven't had a use for yet. Oh, that's gonna look so cool. But yeah, see, that gives a nice little step up. And we can do the same on the other side for a step down to the other level. Oh, that looks so good. So yeah, let's go craft some new stairs. Or not stairs, new roofing tiles. Hup. Ah, yeah, those AC units look nice. There are a couple of places like this where I need to... those, and then pop one of those in there. Actually, I may... Oh, okay. Make 20 of them. I don't know how often I'm going to be using them. Definitely for a couple of these places. So now I also want to see what this spot will look like. So instead of that, let's... Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I love how that turns out. Oh, yes, that guides the water away from that beautifully. Oh, I'm gonna have to make more of these for right along here. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Thorium. It's thorium. Okay, hang on, hang on, hang on. There's that. Aw, yeah. Hell yeah. Efficient ways of preventing erosion. Ho! Oh, okay. I'm really super fine with this having a little bit of a stick out because again, like it looks so gorgeous. Like it solves the problem that I was having before of like, oh, this is gonna stick out of the roof in a weird funky way. I'm not sure if I like this. It's perfect. Oh, hello?
I hate to interrupt your stream, my little flower,
No, you're fine.
but there's a customer issue out front.
Oh, are we talking about like a little issue or a big issue? What am I dealing with?
Just the former.
Okay, sweetie. If you can buy me a couple of minutes, I am just about wrapped up. Okay, so, we got a lot of work done today. Yeah, I'll probably do the connection point there with that building off stream. And I may raise this other spot, like this other junction point off stream as well, but we'll see, we'll see. Oh no, I can't because I need more hardwood stuff to make the connection. So there'll be some work to be done with it next stream, no matter what. Let's get up to the top of the temple to take a look at the work we've done today one last time. Oh yeah, no, like that's, oh, this different angle. It's gonna look so good right up next to the building. Oh, and you can even put a couple right there. Oh, that's gonna look so good. Oh, it's gonna look so good. All right, so today's work has been to roof that entire section. So we're definitely going to need a lot more basalt. That's fine. That's seems to be my main job in this game at this point is mining basalt, but that's fine. We'll get the rest of this covered and the rest of this covered next time. So I get bored again and genuinely thought you were going to run straight off the roof. I almost did. I almost did. But then we also did get the AC units installed for around the tavern today. So that's super fun, right? I do still need to get this section roofed, but I need to put in the HVAC for it first. And then we've still got a roof for up here. And then like an HVAC level for inside the temple, plus all of the beams to support all of this that need to go up. So yeah, but that'll be for next time. That'll be for next time. Let's head back over to the just chatting screen so that I can find a place for you all to head off to. Oh goodness, I forgot to write an outro for this one. So thank you very much for stopping by, weary travelers. I hope you've enjoyed today's Hytale stream. I'm going to be back on Friday, August 21st with more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We finally resolved Barrett's story, tragedy, trauma, whatever you want to call it, with dying the last time. And I'm not sure where we're going to be going from here on out. We've got the rest of, like, the other half of our region to explore, so that's going to be fun. Probably going to end up doing a lot of that, honestly. That or playing around at the Golden Saucer. But either way, it's going to be Final Fantasy VII on Friday. So until then, for more content and for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I have been your hostess, Sheila Ornthalis, and if you need to prop your feet up for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. So let's get you all sent off before the next commercial break hits, why don't we? Oh, it looks like Ogre Daddy just started streaming, so let's go bother him real quick. Alrighty. Ta-ta for now, folks. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye. Mwah. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.